No, you did not step into a time machine. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. Before I get into this video, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the like button and subscribe. So the year is 2025, yet we have John Cena and Randy Orton opening up this episode of SmackDown. Now, guys, I hate to be the guy who's just kind of piling on, and this sentiment is starting to get louder and louder, but I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. This John Cena heel turn has been pretty disappointing in my eyes since it's happened. Now, just like everybody else, when we got the initial heel turn at the Elimination Chamber, I was psyched. I know just like a lot of you guys, I have been fantasy booking what a John Cena heel turn would look like in my head throughout the years. And I'm just going to be real with you guys. What we have gotten has not been what I expected. Now, sometimes in wrestling where we get the unexpected, it could be a pleasant surprise. It could be something that's just mind-blowing where it's just like, man, why wasn't I smart enough to think about that? But what happened at WrestleMania where we saw John Cena win the title off of Cody Rhodes, it kind of ended very anticlimactic and just really felt as if it was a dud, especially for such a historic moment. Now, Backlash is coming up in St. Louis, the hometown of the Viper, Randy Orton. And we have gotten John Cena versus Randy Orton set up for the main event one last time. Now, everybody throughout the years, when we talk about John Cena's career, a lot of times his number one rival when it comes to people's discussions has always been Randy Orton. Now, I will make the argument that just because you've wrestled somebody so many times doesn't make it that great. You can look at Roman Reigns' rivalry with Brock Lesnar. They wrestled a million different times, and I could really only think of maybe that one match at SummerSlam where Brock Lesnar brought the tractor to the ring, and maybe the initial first time at WrestleMania 31, where I could really say that they had some solid matches. There was some solid matches in the mix of the rivalry between John Cena and Randy Orton, but there was a lot of stinkers in there as well. If you really want me to break down who I thought was John Cena's greatest rivals in no particular order, his top three rivals to me have always been CM Punk, Edge, and AJ Styles. Honorable mention is KO. I think those guys have always had the best matches with John Cena. And it sucks that with KO's neck injury, we won't be able to see those guys wrestle one last time. But they opened up the show tonight. It was a 20-minute long segment. And the main highlight that went down was the burn that Randy Orton put out there about John Cena being kidless. Now, John Cena, as you guys know, something that has been really talked about a lot when it comes to his personal life is the fact that he doesn't have children. It was highlighted mainly on Total Divas, and that was probably his best heel work of his career on that show, if you ever saw it. But you see Randy come out, and he's talking about how they've been knowing each other for 25 plus years. And he says, up to just recently, I've had the most respect for you. Hustle, loyalty, respect isn't just something that you put on a t-shirt or a catchphrase. It's how you live. And then he goes on to talk about how he feels that John has this void in his life. And he brings up the fact and says, John, you need to have some damn kids. And you see Cena smirking because he knew that that would get a reaction out of the crowd. And John goes on to talk about how Randy just basically tried to parent shame him in front of the world, and he congratulated Randy for having children and loving them. And he says the main reason why he doesn't have children is the fact that he's been raising everybody else's children for the past 25 years, which, hey, anybody who is under 30 can really attest to the fact that everybody feels as if John Cena is a major part of their childhood. I know for me, throughout my whole teenage life, John Cena was a big part of my teenage years growing up. Hated him the majority of it, but he was the mainstay of my teenage life, right? And then he goes on to talk about how, he's done this impeccable job. He interacts with the crowd. He talks to the 6-year-olds in the crowd and talks about how he's flicking them off, calls some other person's dad a loser, which got a nice reaction. And then he goes on to talk about how he is the last champion. And if Randy Orton is to win another title, he's going to have to go off for this tinfoil title that they're going to have to make up and have this tournament to crown this, fake champion. And then he goes on to talk about how he wants to erase 3 generations of Randy Orton's legacy. As we all know, Cowboy Bob, Bob Sr. and Randy. They're all this wrestling family, and they're one of many because, as you all know, there's multiple different, royal families when it comes to wrestling. Shout out to Cody Rhodes. But I think that this match that we're going to get at Backlash, a lot of people are looking at this through nostalgic lenses. Just to be real with you guys, I'm not expecting this to be some 5-star classic. I'm not expecting Omega versus Okada. I'm not expecting us to get what we saw at WrestleMania, that triple threat between the three ladies, Bianca Belair or Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. We're going to get something that is just going to feel as if this blast from the past. Hopefully they can keep it under 15 minutes. If you watched and really paid closely attention to Cody Rhodes' match with John Cena at WrestleMania, it felt as if Cody Rhodes had to slow things down a lot for John Cena to be able to keep up. And that is somebody who is at least a decade younger than Randy Orton. So I can't imagine what this is going to look like when you have these two guys going at it in this ring. But hey, it's John Cena's farewell tour. You knew we were going to get a match with him and Randy Orton one last time to get people in their feels. And Backlash is the perfect place for it to go down in St. Louis. But what did you guys think about this segment? Did you enjoy it? Are you excited for Randy versus Cena one last time? Have you been enjoying Cena's heel run so far? Are you been disappointed? What are things that you would have done differently? Let me know in the comment section. And like I said earlier, guys, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the like button and subscribe. I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.